Happy
All right.
Wednesday, everybody. Happy Wednesday, Dion.
Happy Wednesday. I seem a little delayed,
I was
so
just about
hopefully,
to ask that. Are we delayed this week?
yeah, I do seem a little bit delayed, but
That's okay.
hopefully,
It's not going to stop nothing. We Chicagoans. We get done what we need to get done. That's how we do. So, what's our topic this week? People have come back to hear what we have to say. Feel my
yes,
heart
yes,
being
yes.
same.
We are so excited to be here this week. Um, and we're going to talk about how much house can you really afford in Chicago, in the Chicagoland, right?
Hmm.
So we get this all the time where people are actually looking to purchase and they have an idea in their mind as far as how much their house, what they want their mortgage to be.
Right.
And so for us, yeah, sometimes they have to really bust their bubbles a little bit.
And when we say sometimes, we really mean almost all the time.
Right.
Because there's no way we can expect, a lay person to know, how much it would cost
Yeah.
for what a monthly payment would translate into from the actual purchase price of a house. So today we're going to look at just that and see what that looks like so that people can understand how it actually works.
Okay. All right. All right. So, just want to introduce myself one time, which my name is Dione Branch, and I am with Allure Dream Homes, brokered by EXP, and we like to help you by holding your hand throughout the whole transaction.
That's right. And I'm Lisa, also known as the House Money Mama, here with Nexa Lending, where we are able to service all your residential and some of your commercial needs as well when it comes to real estate financing. We're the people to come and see. So, yes, good to be here. Glad you're here. And we're hoping that this will answer some of your questions or at least get you on the right track. Maybe you ask more questions, we can answer those, and you can have a full picture of how this all works.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, who is this topic really for? Why does it matter? What would you say to that? Who is this really for and why does it matter? Like why would this be important?
Well, I guess I would say it's for the buyers because the buyers need to understand, like I said, when they come, they're already ready, thinking, okay, I want to pay $1,100 per month, for my mortgage. That's all I want to spend.
That is true. So I would agree with you. It's going to be extremely important for you if you're looking to buy a house. If you're in the market to purchase either right now, within the next 6 months, or even within the next year or two, this is something that's going to be real important for anybody who's considering buying because numbers are going to be extremely critical in this transaction. Why it matters right now is just because of the simple fact that everything hinges on these numbers because you won't, unless of course we always give the caveat, unless you're paying with cash, then you're going to have to get financing for being able to purchase your home, whether that's a condo, townhome, single family home, multifamily, whatever it might be. The financing has to be in order, and all of these numbers are going to come into play, and you have to be comfortable with it as well because you're the one's going to have to pay it, right?
Yep. Yep.
So one of the things that people usually just ask about is, well, what do you think they ask me? What do you think is one of the first things people ask me, Dion?
Um, I don't know. What did they ask you, Lisa? What did they
What's
ask?
my monthly payment gonna be? How
Oh
much
yeah.
do I have to bring to closing?
Yeah, that's the first question, last question, and the other and the in between question over and over and over again. I don't.
Yes.
It ain't the first one. It's the everyday question.
The everyday question, right?
Well,
So,
I'm like, and as a realtor, I'm like, well, what your lender can kind of estimate for you, because they
right.
ask me too. They don't just ask her; they ask me too. Like, well, what's it gonna
And
be?
I don't know why they asking you. You're not the lender.
They ask me all the
Yeah,
time.
I believe you. Yes, I definitely believe you because I usually get those text messages like, such and such is asking about how much this is gonna be.
Right.
Right. Then it's time for me to make a phone call. Yes. So yeah, absolutely. What I really wanted to share, it doesn't look like I will be able to share a screen for that because I separated it out and I did it like a snip, but it won't let me share it won't let me share the snip. I would actually have to have it, it looks like on a I wonder if I can put it into Adobe. That's the only thing I can think of because I can share Adobe, right?
Yeah, you can share it as a PDF.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe we'll see if I can do that. Okay. So in the meantime, though, what I do want to talk about is, how obviously how important a monthly payment is. So, um, a lot of times people don't really know what goes into that monthly payment. And so because they don't, the reality of what that's going to look like is difficult to imagine. So first, let's break down what a monthly payment is. It's what we call pity or pitia, pitia, pisha, PITI. It's basically what it is. And what it stands for is principal, interest, taxes, insurance. And then, of course, if you have like a condominium or something with an HOA attached to it, then you would also, from that point, have a association fee. So that's where the A comes in. So,
Mhm.
long story short, all of those different costs together are what make up your monthly payment. So unlike when you rent, where you really just basically pay the one amount for the rent, you're paying multiple different things at one time when it comes to an actual mortgage. So it's a little bit different. So the principal and interest, obviously, that's going to be directly from the lender. There's other items like the insurance that will come from whoever your homeowner's insurance company is. And then whatever they assess you for insurance, we break that down into a monthly payment. They may tell you, it's $3,000 for the year, and we say what it is per month because everything for us is going to be per month. So,
Yeah.
excuse me. So you'd have to take into account what all of those costs are going to be. Nope, it still won't let me do it as a
Mhm.
so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to give the numbers. Okay. So for example, let's take a $320,000 house. Say that would be something that you would be purchasing, and you're going to put 4% down. So now we're financing $307,200 as your loan amount. So your principal and interest on that I think this is at a 6.25% interest rate. So your principal and interest on that would be $1,924.58. That's just your principal and interest. Okay. Now, homeowners insurance, which you have to protect your home if something were to happen, a fire, flood, different things could actually a lot of times here in this particular area, Chicagoland area, because of the kind of weather that we have, sometimes people have to do roofing claims because they've had damage to the roof. I know you see people coming around, they knock on your door and ask you, hey, did you know there was a hailstorm and you had damage to your roof, and you actually get your roof replaced. So that's all covered by your homeowners insurance. Now, on this example, in addition to the $1,924.58 for your principal and interest, you would also have $214.88 for your homeowner's insurance. Then we got taxes. And on this one, they live in an area where taxes, they don't live in the city. Let's just say it that way. So taxes are about $510 on this particular example. And then that makes the mortgage insurance. So PMI, that's another thing. If you put down less than 20%, which I said on this example, we did 4% down. So less than 20% has mortgage insurance. So the mortgage insurance on this loan is $140.05. So if you're following my numbers and if you took your handy dandy calculator out and you're adding everything up, then you would know your total monthly payment that you would have to send out every month to the mortgage company would be $2,789.51. That's for a house that costs $320,000 with taxes a little over $6,000 per year. So, like to your point, Dion,
Mhm.
people will come and they say, "Oh, I want to buy a $320,000 house," but they don't know what that looks like as a monthly payment.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they may think of a $320,000 house. Oh, I can get that for $1,800. No, no, you can't. Not if you live in an area where the taxes is 510, and you're sure, you know what I mean? Like you won't be able to get what you think. So that's why it's good to go over these numbers, and that way you have an idea of what the actual costs are going to be every month.
Right. And one thing to point out is on sites like Zillow and Redfin, they
Hmm.
really don't account for those extra fees. So
Hmm.
when you're looking and you're saying, "Oh, okay, I can afford this $350,000 home,"
Yes.
uh, because it's $1,800, but they're not including the insurance and the taxes and things like that, as Lisa mentioned, that are included in your monthly payment.
And sometimes when they do include them, I'm like, who in the world do they think they're gonna get a policy from where it's only $78 per month for homeowners insurance here?
Yeah.
So the numbers are not realistic. And then another thing, big trick from Zillow and Realtor and all those other places is that they always do their examples with how much you think down, 20%.
Funny. Wow.
Yep. They always do their examples with 20% down. So the number that they give saying is going to be your monthly payment. Yes, that would be close to what your monthly payment would be if you put 20% down. But a lot of people don't do that.
Yeah.
Especially a lot of people that we work with, they're putting down, if it's FHA, the minimum, which is three
Three
and a half
point.
percent. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or going, conventional, maybe they're putting down 5% or something like that. So that's the big difference in your loan amount. And obviously that makes a difference in your monthly payment. So
Yeah.
that was a very good point to bring up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
How come my insurance is included in my mortgage?
Because that's something that we put into escrow and we pay it for you. So when you close on the house, there's a lot of different stuff that you're paying for. You actually pay for your homeowner's insurance for the full year up front. So it's paid now through, like say for example, if you close now February 2026, then your homeowner's insurance is actually paid all the way through February of 2027. But every month when you make your mortgage payment, we take 1/12 of your homeowner's insurance premium and we put it inside of an account called an escrow account. And in that account, that's where we house the money that we need to use to spend to pay things on your behalf. So the escrow means that we're paying your homeowner's insurance, we're usually paying your property taxes. And so we take a portion of that payment that you pay every month and we put it aside. So when those items are due, we make sure it gets paid. It gets paid on time when it's due. So that was a good question though. Absolutely. So yeah, that's what happens with the homeowner's insurance. You don't have to pay it. And actually it's funny because I didn't realize how many people think that they still have to pay it because it's confusing. You get a bill. You'll get a bill like an invoice in the mail
Mm-hmm.
because you're
Yeah.
the homeowner. So they have to send it to you, even though we as the lender, we're the ones that pay it. But they have to send, because you have to be in the loop for everything. So they send the invoice to you to let you know this was due. Same thing with taxes. They have to send you the bill for the taxes. So you're going to get a tax bill, but you don't have to pay it because it's already included as far as your monthly mortgage goes. So that was a great question because I think a lot of people don't know that
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
unless they work with us because, we tell people stuff so they know. And I think what happens is a lot of times people, here's one thing that I'm sure you've seen this as well. People will say, well, I make good money. Why don't I qualify, for this amount or that amount, whatever. Um,
Mm-hmm.
well, it's not just based upon, how much money you make, but it's also based upon how much money you spend. So if you're making good money, say you make, I don't know, $150,000 a year, but you're spending 100 of it, and other things that you pay out every month, then yeah, you don't have a whole lot to work with. So we do something called a debt to income ratio. Dion knows what that is. And that
Mm.
ratio, it factors into how we're able to qualify you because we have limits and rules on the ratio. So your DTI, that's how we say it for short, DTI, debt to income. Your DTI ratio cannot be above a certain threshold. So you do want to keep that in mind. That's one of the reasons why we look at credit, is because we have to see what all you owe. We don't just count your mortgage payment, like how much of your income is going to your mortgage payment, but we also want to look at how much of your income you're going to need just for other things to live. So,
Hmm. So, two people with the same income, but they qualify differently.
oh, that good question. Another good question. Two people would have the same income would really kind of go back to what I was making reference to in, for example, credit. So it could be as far as credit goes, for how much they actually have to pay out, or it could be as far as what's on the credit, as far as their credit score and what's actually on the credit, because that can have an impact too. Everybody, I think pretty much everybody knows that your credit score is important when it comes to qualifying for a lot of things, not just mortgages, but obviously we're talking about mortgages right now. But in addition to that being important, what's on your credit could also have an impact on how well you qualify. You could have somebody, like, let's just say we're back to that $150,000 income person. You could have two people both making $150,000 per year as income, but one of them may have a credit score of 780. The other one might have a 580. So what they would qualify for could be different. Or one could have, say the 580 person, this is not always true, but maybe the 580 person has, I don't know, very little credit, or they just have a lot of derogatory credit. And so then my system wants me to do what we call a manual underwrite. Well, that means now I have to restrict their debt to income ratio. So as for example, with conventional, I can go up to 50%. But now, because it's restricted, I can now only go up to 43%. So the income is not the only thing that's going to determine how you're able to qualify. So that was a really, really good question.
Okay.
And obviously the interest rate is going to be impacted by your credit too.
Right.
So that's
Hmm.
something to definitely keep in mind as well. Excuse me. Okay. So smart budgeting. So what do you think are some good ideas for budgeting, because we did just talk about SMART goals just a few weeks ago. So what
Hmm.
would you say, Dion, would be a good idea for smart budgeting as far as like being approved, and how you handle your approval? What do you think would be a good tip, a good smart budgeting tip?
Right. So after you've had the house and you're budgeting, is that what we're saying?
No, what we're talking about right now is actually getting pre-approved. So let's say that you got pre-approved for $400,000, right?
Hmm.
Should you go out and look for a house that costs 400,000, or
Why not give it to me all?
I want it all?
I want it all. But no, a lot of times I am happy when I have clients that don't spend it all, because it does make, I look at them like, oh, okay, they are thinking about the future,
Yeah.
right? And because there are some things, because you can, you have the 400,000, we say you can afford, that's, let's say, $2,800 a month,
Mm,
right? And
right.
you can afford that, but what happens when the furnace goes out, and
Mm-hmm.
incidentals
Or
that
depending
happen
on
with
where you stay, what happened when the taxes go up?
when the taxes go up? Yeah, because there's a lot of people now, right now, selling their home because of high taxes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So a lot of times, I take the reverse, as far as qualifying people, and I'll say, hey, what did you think it was going to cost for you for your monthly mortgage payment? What were you thinking that you would spend? for your monthly mortgage payment. They give me a number, and then I give them, you know, a reality check that, okay, if that's the maximum amount that you want to spend, then here's how much house that you're going to get for that amount. Um, but then sometimes I talk to people and they say, well, I just want to know what's the maximum amount that I could actually qualify for. Well, just because you qualify for 400,000 doesn't necessarily mean that you should spend 400,000,
Right.
because you know you may be able to find what you're looking for 320.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So
oh,
I always think about the flexibility. Don't go for the max. Think about different ways, like because there sometimes even you might afford a lesser price home, but let think of that as your starter home.
yeah.
Stay in that house for a few years, and then you can actually sell that house after, let's say, 5 years. You're in that home,
Mm-hmm.
have some equity from that house, use that for your down payment to your next house. So it is good to, think of a plan, right? It's,
Yeah.
like we said, smart budgeting. We always talk about planning. So you always don't have to go for the mansion in the beginning. You know,
Right.
they all don't start out in a mansion. They
Yeah,
start in a
most
they
of them actually don't.
right. They
I
start
used,
in a smaller home and then
yep.
they build up.
Yeah. Yeah. Mansion is usually not the first home. So, but if you're ready to move into a mansion now, we can help you. But
Right. Uh-huh.
but we do want you to be comfortable, because we don't. So one of the things about us as a team is we don't think of what you do as just being right now, like just transactional. You know, you come, you work with us, you find a house, you buy a house, and bye bye. No, we don't think of it that way. We think of, okay, you know, when I forget who I was talking to just a couple of weeks ago, but they were like, well, I want to buy this on. I'm like, well, but you're getting close to retirement. You know, pretty soon you're going to be on a fixed income. So instead of, you know, I want you to really think about, what is that fixed income going to look like? You know, how much do you think that you would actually get over the course, you know, of every month? How much do you think? And then let's take into account inflation is going to set in. You know what I mean? Like, you
Hmm.
people really need to think about those things, because that's the reality of life. It's, you know, it's going to happen. There are going to be changes that happen financially and things like that. And so the better thing to do, it's always going to be something in life that's designed to, you know, get you out, knock you off your square, as they say, right? But the better prepared you are, the least amount of impact that you will, you know, have to sustain from those unexpected things, or even just when just regular life changes happen, you know, because you'll be ready. You would have thought it through ahead of time. So absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I would also actually say that reserves are important. A lot of times people go into the home, they they may not necessarily be house poor, like maybe they're not spending all the money on the house, but maybe they also haven't started to set, you know, their lifestyle. They haven't started to set aside money to go toward just, you know, unexpected things like you mentioned. Furnace goes out, you can't call the landlord.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
is no landlord, you know?
There's something on. Right.
Right. So you
Right.
have to be ready.
There's things that we do to help you, and especially in the first year, we as a agent, I always like my people to get a home warranty, because
Yeah.
the home warranty can help you in that you can carry a home warranty for years, but the first year we try to let ask the seller to pay for the home warranty.
Mhm.
So then that way, if there's something does happen, furnace, electrical issues, something with your refrigerator, stoves. A lot
Yeah.
of those things are covered in your home warranty, so you don't have to worry about it, but you have to pay less
Yeah.
than the normal cost, right? It is not always covered 100%, but you pay less.
Mhm.
So those are good to have, but it's also still, once after that first year, that's additional expense. Do I keep this home warranty or not?
Mhm.
And if I don't, am I prepared, like Lisa said, with the reserves in order to cover for a new furnace,
Yeah.
new hot water tank, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very good point. Very good point to bring up, because I don't even think that buyers think about getting a home warranty.
Yeah.
Of times they don't think, but I love the fact that you always make the suggestion, like, let's see if we can get a home warranty to go along with this. You always make that as a suggestion. So I
Yeah.
think that's great. But a lot of times buyers really, some of them I think don't even really know it's available. Like,
It's available, right? Yeah, like what's the, and then some people even they still go into the year and don't even use their home warranty where they can. So, but
yeah,
it is definitely something that can help you out, throughout the time. A lot of people, some people I know continue with their home warranty, and
mhm.
I use my home, right? Friend of mine's got a home warranty. She's gonna get a TV for $50. So
TV.
I
Okay.
was like, really? So,
That's
but
what I'm
those,
thinking. Really?
hmm she
Must
has
be.
a she has electrical something warranty or something.
Okay.
So there are different ones out here. Maybe we'll have home warranty lady come talk to us.
Okay. I think that would be good. No, that's actually a very good topic because one, it's not something people talk about a lot. I really don't think a lot of people know or understand how they work. I think it'd be great. I'm writing
Hmm.
that down. She
Hmm.
she just gave us an idea. All right.
All
Okay.
right, guys. Well, we're at our half hour, and we love coming every week to talk to you about these real estate topics. And if you have anything you want us to talk about or share, let us know. We can definitely add different episodes in as well. But
Like
uh,
we're about to do right now with the home warranty thing. Yeah.
oh, yeah. Um, sorry.
Dion
Mom.
Branch, Allure Dream Homes at 773-819-6092. When you're
Thank
ready to
you.
list your home or you're ready to buy your first home or your second home or third home, we can help you with all that. She's the person to talk to.
Thank you. Thank you. My computer was trying to die on me.
Okay.
I was like, and then there's Lisa. Lisa, tell them about your if you want to talk about lending, give Lisa a call. She's really the first person you want to talk to when
Yeah.
you're getting ready to purchase. You always want to start with your pre-approval, and then from there you can come to me and we can talk about how we can go ahead and purchase the house that you want, not spending all your money that's pre-approved, but
All right.
budgeting correctly. All right.
Yes. And one of the things that we're going to do because we brought this topic up today is we're for a limited time, we'll be able to give you a personalized affordability review. So if you would like to have something like that done, just comment PAR, personalized affordability review, in the comments, and then we'll be sure to get in contact with you so we can get that over to you. And we can also, with Dion, you should be able to book a buyer strategy session so you can talk a little bit about what your plans are and what your hopes and dreams are for buying your first home.
All
Yay.
right. Mhm. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great Wednesday, everybody.